Peter was a wonderful older brother. He taught me a great many things. He sort of prepared things for me.
Peter was the quintessential young boy's favorite uncle. When my parents would go away, he would move in, and he let us do things that we ordinarily could not do. He let us watch television. He let us sit in the front seat of his Porsche.
Well, Peter was the type of uncle that nephews dream about. He would show up on random Sundays to hang out, to play.
What I learned from him is Menschlichkeit. Peter was par excellence a Mensch. And that was exemplified in how he treated people. Everyone was important to him.
He was thoughtful. He treated us all with high regard.
People weren't invisible to him. Whether it was a doorman, an elevator man, he knew everyone's name, he knew their family.
Whenever someone did something around him, he always made sure to say thank you in the right way. He didn't judge people. He didn't talk gossip about people.
He always made me smile when I met him. Literally 24 years, I don't think I ever met him, and he didn't take the time, no matter what was going on. He would always stop and say something beautiful to me.
Every Erev Shabbat, he would make his call to the office and speak to each and every one of us ladies, kidding around, ask about our health, ask about our spouses.
He anticipated people's needs. He gave of himself, whether it was a small little thing or a large thing. He didn't know the word no. He just gave and gave and gave.
The way Peter gave tzedakah, it taught me such a lesson in giving. He never made the recipient feel like they were receiving.
He actually always felt that it was his schus, that he was helping you, and what more can I do to help you?
Most importantly, it was his generosity of spirit. How he gave. There was no ego. He made you feel like $1 million. He made you feel like you're doing him the biggest favor.
I haven't met a human being in my lifetime that has been so gracious and so kind. And sometimes there were even difficult times, but Peter always came through.
He was committed to accomplishing great deeds on behalf of the Jewish people, but in a quiet, modest style.
When we first discussed the idea of building a mikveh, he jumped right in. The project started out very modest, but it quickly scaled up, and he was there all the way.
I was somewhat disturbed to find out that there was never a mikveh on the Upper East Side with all the Baal Batim and all the good people living on the Upper East Side. So I'm glad that we finally were able to do it.
There were certainly times when we thought, this is just too hard, except for Peter. Peter kept saying all the time, you'll see, we'll find a way to do it, it'll get done. His confidence in our ability to get this done never wavered once.
Peter was the quiet, methodical, and yet very intense person who listened to everything and had an unusual record of being perfect in his advice. Perfect means the advice that we followed.
This building, this mikveh, stands because of Peter's vision. Every night, 20, 30 women, a few hundred women a month, bringing holiness and blessing to our community and to our people. It's all in the merit of Peter.
There's something else that I learned from my brother Peter, and that is the significance of shalom bayis.
He was an Ohev Shalom and Rodef Shalom in many respects. If he was anything in his power to make peace, to make somebody more comfortable, he did it.
If someone wronged him, he never held a grudge. He couldn't understand it. He would say, life's too short. He would make an excuse why the person wronged him.
Peter really was an Anav. So it was never about him. It was all about the community. It was about his fellow Jew.
And we're taught that nothing brings us closer to God than humility. In his humbleness, he was always so uncomfortable if the fuss was about him. But to make a fuss about someone else, he was all for it.
He was a good example as to how someone who believes in Hashem should act.
He was a role model for many, certainly for me, on how to live your life, how to get involved, how to give of yourself.
So many people looked at him in a fatherly way. He helped so many people, both family and non-family. And to leave a legacy like that, a Shem Tov of such mammoth proportions, is an amazing concept.
I considered Peter like a member of my family. I have tremendous love for him and Jody, and he will always live in our hearts. And I will always try to emulate the good, wonderful qualities that he had.
Chabad of the Upper East Side would never have happened without Peter Schwalbe.
We have a shul, a kollel, a preschool, a day camp, and a mikveh. And it was a great honor for our family to create the mikveh.
It really was incredible that for decades that there wasn't a mikveh on the Upper East Side. And now it's use of mikveh is booming. The understanding of Taras HaMishpacha has grown exponentially. But it took the Jacques and Hannah Schwalbe mikveh on the Upper East Side to create that breakthrough.
I don't think anybody will ever know how many lives are being affected today and for many years to come because of things that he has done during his lifetime.
He touched so many lives, so many, many lives. That was the specialness of my brother.
That was Peter. Goodness through and through. A prince. He was royalty. He was truly, truly, truly special. We just thank the Eibishter, thank Hashem for sending Peter our way.